indication of their prem in meeting or in separation. Prakriti magan kila yasya gopavadva. The gopis, they attained, gopavadva means the wives of the cowherd men. Understand? Gopavadva, the wives of the cowherd men, indicates parakiya ras, that they're married to others but they're meeting with Krishna. Prakriti magan kila yasya. They attained the prakriti, the nature, the characteristics of Krishna. So what does it mean? First, kalpit uru mana. Uru means great and man means respect. That Sri Krishna has shown the greatest respect to the Braja Gopis. How do you respect someone? If a very dignified and worshipable person comes, you respect them by doing puja, by offering arti and so on. So here it means that Sri Krishna has worshipped the Braja Gopis. That Krishna who is the object of everyone's worship, he himself has worshipped the Braja Gopis. And how has he done that? He has worshipped them in a way that he has not worshipped anyone. Lalita Gati Vilasa Falgohasa Pranaya Nirikshana. Krishna has not performed Rasa Leela with Lakshmi Devi. He has not performed Rasa Leela with Rukmini or Satyabhama. Only with the gopis of Vrindavan, Krishna has danced and performed all types of Keli Vilas in the kunjas of Braja. That is Krishna's worship of them. Valgohasa, his smile is so beautiful. Chitam hanta Chitam hanta ma lashu inuteida adahasaura sistira vidut. Gopis themselves said, "O Sakhi, when Krishna takes his flute, he looks down and he smiles. And when he smiles, hara hasa, then hara means necklace and hasa means smile. So here many meanings come. First of all, when he smiles, then the curvature of his radiant teeth appears to be like a jeweled necklace. Or it means that when he looks down to play his flute smiling, then the radiance of his teeth reflects upon the jewels of his necklace. Or it means that the necklace on his dark chest appears to be smiling because of the shape. Or it means that when he looks down, then the reflection of his smile reflects on his smooth chest. So gopis are remembering the beauty of Krishna's smile. This smiling is one anubhav. When Krishna is feeling joy, then the smile comes upon his face. Pranaya Nirikshana. And he glances towards the gopis. By his glance he speaks with them. No need to speak any words. Why? Because they have pranay. Pranay is the stage of love, where they feel, oh, my heart and your heart is one. My body, your body is one. My senses and your senses are one. So very easily, only by glancing, they can exchange the content of their heart. Pranaya Nirikshana. Kalpituru Mana. So, in Rasalila, Krishna has Kalpituru Mana. He's given great honor to Braja Gopis. He's worshipped them. He personally picked flowers and decorated them with flowers. So, there is a very deep bhav in this. Why would Krishna worship gopis in all of these ways? By his glance, by his smile, by his dancing. Why? If there's any devotee in this world and they worship their Ishtadev, then they're performing worship to bring the Ishtadev under the control of their love. And that's Krishna's nature. Sadhavo hridayam mayam sadhunam hridayam tam madanyat te na janati nam te vyomanagapi. Krishna said, the devotee is my heart and I am the heart of the devotee. My devotee doesn't know anything but me and I don't know anything but my devotee. Aham bhakta paradino yashvatanta ivajija sadhu bhigrastariyo bhaktar bhakta janapriya. Krishna said, I am not independent. I am controlled by the love of my devotee. So, when a devotee attains Prem, the devotee is under the control of Krishna and Krishna is under the control of the devotee. This is true in all rasas except for Madhurya Rasa. This is not true in Madhurya Rasa. In Madhurya Rasa, when the devotee gets Prem, then Krishna is under the control of the devotee. But the devotee is not under the control of Krishna. Why? Because in Madhurya Rasa, there are so many Sanchari bhavs, like Chapalata, restlessness, Avahita bhav, the concealment of emotions, Bhamyata, contrariness. These are all ways of pleasing Krishna. If Krishna meets with a heroine and she is very submissive and easily available, then he does not appreciate it. But his anurag, his eagerness is increased. If she is more inaccessible and difficult to meet with, if she is contrary, then Krishna becomes more attracted. So, in Madhurya Rasa, the heroine, in the stage of Prem, Sneha, especially in Man, is not under the hero's control. Rag, only when the Prem comes up to the stage of Anurag, then one of the symptoms of Anurag is called Paraspara Vasibhav Atishvai, an extreme increase in the ecstasy of love that comes from the realization. Each one realizes that the other has come under the other's control. So, Srila Rupa Goswami gives the example. Sometimes, of course, when Krishna comes to meet with Radhika, she turns away and ignores him. But once, Radha and Krishna, they were searching for each other in the forest, here and there for a long time. And then by chance, suddenly, they came together. They were very surprised. So, generally, if Krishna will approach Radhika and try to embrace her, then she will try to resist him. But they have met suddenly, and there was a great surge of anurag, and at once Radha and Krishna embraced each other. Why was she not contrary? Oh, the anubhavs, that is the behavior. From that you can intuit the stage of development of the sthayi bhav, which level it has come. And in this case, up to anurag. So we can see in this Lalita Gati Vilasafa, these are all the anubhavs of Krishna, by which we can understand his sthayi bhav. And so the meaning here, Kalpiturumana, that Krishna has worshipped Brajagopis by his dancing, by his singing, by his glancing, means that Sri Krishna is in anxiety that any gopi may leave him. And so to bring her under control, he is doing puja, and his puja is his singing and dancing and all activities in Rasa Leela. Bhismadev is saying, yes. Lalita Gati Vilasa Falguhasa Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpitu Rumana Kritamanu Kritavatya means that, and in that Rasa Leela, at a certain point, Krishna himself disappeared. And when Krishna disappeared, then Brajagopis unmadhanda, they became completely blind. Blind means they became vivek-shunya. They became completely devoid of all discrimination, of what to do, what not to do. what is the goal of life and how to attain it in this world and the next world. They forgot everything. This is the meaning of Unmadanda. And in that stage, Kritamanu Kritavatya, they began to imitate the pastimes of Krishna. You have perhaps heard from Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna disappeared, gopis were searching for him, and gradually they became into such a state of separation. One gopi put her hand on the shoulder of a friend and was walking. Said, Krishna, I am Krishna, see how I walk. And the gopis became so absorbed in him, they thought, I am Krishna, and they began to imitate him. What did they imitate? Lalita Gati Vilasa Falgohasa Pranya Nirikshna Kalvituramana. How he smiles, how he glances, how he walks. They began to imitate his pastimes. One gopi said, oh, don't fear Indra. Everyone, come on the Govardhan hill. And she imitated Krishna lifting Giriraj Govardhan. Another gopi imitated Krishna running from his mother when she was chasing him for breaking the yogurt pot. And another gopi caught her and tied her with a plate as if she were tying her with a rope. Another gopi enacted the killing of Putana. Another gopi Shakatasur. And in this way, all the various pastimes of Krishna, the gopis were absorbed in this and they began to play those roles. So this is called Kritam Anukritavatya Unmadandaha. Someone may say, how is it that one gopi will play the role of Mother Yashoda? That's not, if she's absorbed in Krishna, it will not be favorable to her mood. How could a gopi play the role of Putana? One gopi put her foot on the head of another gopi and said, oh Kalya, leave this leg. Who will play the role of Kalya? Different acharyas have answered in different intriguing ways. Kavi Karnapur, Vishnachari Thakur also, they have said that actually the gopis who played the roles of demons or Mother Yashoda in these leelas, these gopis actually don't exist. But rather to give support to the gopi who was playing that leela of Krishna, she needed support. So Yogamaya has manifested some extras to fill in those roles, to allow that gopi to play out her absorption in Krishna's leela. But Jiva Goswami, he gave another explanation. He said, no, gopis, they were played all the parts. How is it so? So, he gave an example. Kunti Devi has said, Gopyadade Tvayakrita Damatavad Ta Eva Ta Yeda Shasru Kalilanjana Sambramaksham Vaktram Niniya Bhava Bhavanaya Stitasya Samam Vimohayati Bir Apiyat Vibeti. Kunti Devi, she said, I am remembering that Krishna, when he was a child, he made an offense to his mother by smashing the yogurt pot. And his mother chased after him and caught him and took a rope to bind him. At that time, Krishna put his face down and he was glancing at his mother with such fear in his eyes. Tears were rolling down his chubby baby cheeks and washing the kajal from his eyes, and the kajal was running down his face. And he was trembling and looking at his mother with fearful eyes, though he himself, he gives fear to fear personified. Fear personified is afraid of what to speak of Krishna, even the name of Krishna. Apana samshritim goram yannama vivasho granam ta sadyo vimuccheta yad vibeti swayam vayam. The living beings, Sutta Goswami is saying, living beings are entangled in the complicated mesh of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously calling the name of Krishna once. If you're walking along, and by accident you fall in a hole. Say, "Ah, Krishna!" As you fall. Oh, only helplessly just calling once. One becomes liberated from all karmas. Because even fear personified is afraid of the name of Krishna. But Kunti Devi said, I am astonished. I am bewildered. I cannot understand it. Why? He is afraid of his mother. Here the meaning is, many people think that Krishna is God, and he pretends to be a child, and he pretends to be ignorant, and he pretends to be afraid of his mother. But because Kunti Devi in her meditation saw that in Krishna's eyes there was real fear, he was actually afraid of his mother. She thought, how can that be? And she said, vision is bewildering me. So, here, Krishna was very afraid of his mother. So, Jiva Goswami gives the example. Let's say there's a person, he's lost in the forest at night. And he's thinking, what if a tiger will come? And he's very afraid. He's thinking, perhaps in this forest there's a tiger. And he may pick up my scent and come in this direction. And he'll like this. And the person, out of fear of the tiger, begins to imitate the tiger. So, Jiva Goswami gives this as an example, that a gopi, being so absorbed in remembering Krishna, and remembering Krishna's fear of his mother, that she began to imitate the mother. And then caught another gopi and bound her. Like this. So in this way, Jiva Goswami said, the barbs of the Braja Gopis, they are achintya. Even Krishna cannot understand them. Even great sages like Vyasadeva and Shukadev Goswami cannot understand them. Rupa Goswami and Ujjwal Nilamani said, I have tried to give some indication of what are the various loving ecstasies of gopis in meeting and separation. But actually, the extent of it cannot be expressed by anyone. Even Krishna, even Narad, even Shukadev Goswami. So, here, Kritamanu Kritavatta Unmadanda. Bhismadev is saying, at the time of Rasalila, gopis became so absorbed in Krishna, they began to enact his pastimes. Prakritim agan kila yasya gopavada. Why? Because Prakritim yasya, the gopis attained Krishna's nature. That means by being absorbed in him, they became just like him. That means just as Krishna has the quality of Jagat Pujata. He's worshipable for the whole world. So gopis, they attain the quality Jagat Pujata. They are worshipable for the whole world. Just as Krishna has the quality of Jagat Nistaraka, the ability to deliver all the people of the world. So the Braja Gopis, they have the quality of Jagat Nistaraka. Their glories can deliver all the people of the world. So Prakritim Agan Kilayasya Gopavadva, the wives of the cowherd men, they Prakritim Agan Kilayasya, they attain Krishna's Prakriti nature. In the Chatusloki Bhagavatam, there are 4 verses. The first 2 verses define Sambandha Jnana, the last one Sadhana, and the third one defines Prem. There it is said, what is the third verse of Chatusloki Bhagavatam?
Go, hurry yourself up, no?
No. These are sutras of Vedanta. The 4 slokas of Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, canto 2, chapter 9. Yatama hanti bhutani bhutetsuscha vyacheshvanu pravistana pravishtani tatateshu nateshvaham. It's very strange. It seems like a discussion of the creation, tattva. It said, just as the material elements, all the material elements enter into every object and yet remain outside of them. So similarly, the Supreme Lord is saying, I enter into everything and remain outside. Pravistana pravishdani tatateshu nateshvaham. I am inside and I am not inside, he said. Outside as well. So, all the objects of this world, they're made of earth, fire, water, and so on. Air, space. But the universe is covered by layers. Progressively thicker layers of earth, water, fire, like this, each layer 10 times thicker than the other, according to the Vedic cosmology. So all the elements enter into everything, and they also remain outside. So Krishna said, I enter into everything and also remain outside. That means this verse is a description of Gopi's praying. Because this verse is Prem Tattva and Prayojan Tattva, the supreme truth. So that means that when Prem comes, then my devotee, just as the elements are inside and outside of everything, when Prem comes of Braj Gopis, they see me everywhere outside and everywhere inside. So Prakritim Agankala Yasya Gopavadvaha means they attain my Prakriti. Inside they only saw me. They forgot themselves completely and began to enact my pastimes. This is the meaning of the third sloka of Chatusloki Bhagavatam. It is a reference to the prema of Braj Gopis in the madness of their separation. Understand? Jiva Goswami in Bhagavad Sandarbha makes an interesting comment. He says that pravistana pravistani, their elements enter and don't enter. Vistana pravistani tata teshu, in the same way, teshu, I am in them. I am in my devotees. So there's no need to say, and I am also not in them. It becomes redundant because it's already said that the elements enter and don't enter. So Krishna just says, and I'm in the same way I enter. He doesn't have to say, and I'm also not there, because so that becomes redundant. So Jiva Goswami said, Tata teshu na teshvaham, na teshu aham, I am not in them. He said, this is not the meaning because it would be redundant. But rather it is not teshu in them. No, it's na teshu. Means in those who do not. That means they bow down and surrender completely to me. Just like Jiva Goswami, so Jayadev Goswami in the Sun, Mangal Geet, Shita Kamala Kuchamandala Dritako, in the end, he says, Kuru Kushalam Pranateshu Nateshu. Oh Krishna, you bestow Ujjwala Ras on those who Nateshu. They are bowing down to you. Kuru Kushalam Pranat. So like in this way, Tatateshu Nateshu Aham. Jiva Goswami explains it in this way. So those who fully surrender to Krishna, following in the footsteps of gopis, they can attain the frame. Where is the unmadanda? One becomes completely blinded in the madness of love, seeing Krishna inside and out. So then the next verse of Chatusloki Bhagavatam said, Eita nateshu nateshvaham etavan eva jigyasam tattva jigyashunatmanah anvayad vyatirikabhyam yatsyatsavatra savada. Means one should inquire, jigyasam, one should inquire up to this point, directly and indirectly, in all places and at all times. So the meaning of the verse is, to inquire means you should go to a guru. Because you cannot inquire from, if you are yourself you don't know, and someone else does not know, then what's the use of inquiry? Inquiry means to go to someone who knows, then you can make an inquiry. So this verse describing the avideya, the sadhana, the process of bhakti, indicates one should go to bona fide guru and inquire from him. So the guru teaches the sadhana, how to do sadhana. So the practice of sadhana is our daily inquiry. It is the ongoing inquiry that we make into that supreme prayojan, prem tattva, according to the instructions and guidance of the spiritual master. Anvayad vyatirek, directly and indirectly. Directly means you should engage positively in bhakti, and indirectly means that even receiving the instructions of Guru and being purified to the point where one can understand them, but still one's realization will not be complete unless one follows indirectly. And indirectly means one has to make a positive effort to discard at a great distance all the mentalities which are unfavorable to bhakti, such as holding on to the conception of I and mine in relation to the body and mind. Positively you have to reject. This is why in Manashiksha, in every verse, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is telling Asadvarta Vesha Visraja, don't speak any mundane talk. Don't cultivate any attraction for the Aishwarya forms of the Lord, like Lord Narayan, and so on. Oh, be very far away from Pratishta. So the negative aspect of bhakti, the positive effort to give up those things which are detrimental to our progress, that has to be done. That is part of our sadhana. So, Anvayad Vyatireka Brahma. Directly and indirectly one has to continue this search where Etavam, as far as this. So here, Etavam, as far as this is a reference to the previous verse. In other words, you have to follow the path of bhakti up to the point of the madness of Prem of Braj Gopis in the Rasalila. This is the meaning of the last verse of Chatusloki Bhagavatam. Because some persons, they inquire up to the point of Brahman. But Bhagavatam says, no. Keep going. Realize Paramatma. No, keep going. Realize Bhagavan. Yes, but more. In Madhurya. In Shanta Dasa Sakhi. No, keep going. Up to Madhurya. Madhurya Prem. No, more than that. Up to the Mahabhav of Braj Gopis. Etavaneva jigyasam tatva jigyasanatmana anvyatirikapyam yatsat sarvata savana. So, here, Prakritimāgan kila yasya gopavadha, Bhismadev describes the Mahabhav of Braj Gopis, how they, in separation, come to the point of thinking even, I am Krishna. And this is not my award, this is not Ahangropasana, but it's one of the anubhavs of the ecstasy. So, there's another deep meaning here. If we take the word Prakriti to be the antithesis of the word Akriti, Akriti means form. So if we take it to be the Viparit, the opposite of that, Prakriti means Antaratma. A person has a form, an appearance, and have an inner self. That is opposite. So here it means Prakritim agan kila yasya gopavadvaha. The gopis attained the inner form of Krishna means that when they were enacting his pastimes, Krishna was in a hiding place and he was watching them. And when he saw them, he was astonished. And they completely took over the Antaratma, the innermost region of Krishna's heart, and became the object of his meditation. So by this verse, the Bhismadev is glorifying the gopis, saying that no yogi can be compared to the gopis. No rishi who is Atmaram, self-satisfied, like the Sanak, Sanandar, Sanatan and Sanat Kumar, Atmaram rishis, they cannot be compared to the Braja gopis. No great devotees like Narad can be compared with him. Even Lakshmi Devi cannot be compared with him. Why? Because all of these persons, they try in their meditation to have a glimpse, just for a moment, of Brajendra Nandan, Shama Sundar, Krishna in Vrindavan. But it's very difficult for them. But that Brajendra Nandan, Shama Sundar himself, he is doing dhyan, meditating on Braj Gopis. So what comparison is there? We cannot say that they are only superior or that they are head and shoulders above the other devotees. They are so far more glorious than everyone else. It is indescribable. This is the meaning of Prakriti Magan Kilayasya Gopanadva. Another meaning. Very beautiful. That Krishna has wonderful qualities. And his qualities are Swatta Siddha, self-manifest. And the gopis of Vrindavan, they have wonderful qualities. And those qualities are Swatta Siddha, self-manifest. They have not learned them from anyone. They have not acquired them by someone else's grace. They are their own qualities. But when Krishna was hiding during the Rasalila and seeing the gopis in the madness of separation, then that experience, seeing their love, a prem that he had never seen before, changed Krishna's prakriti. He became irreversibly affected by the vision of Braj Gopi's prem. So though his qualities are Swatasid, self-manifested, the experience of seeing their love made his qualities Susiddha. Became even more perfect. So only that Krishna who is Gopinath, the Lord of the Gopis, has such astonishing qualities that cannot be found in any other form of Krishna. Because only when Krishna is changed, transformed, he becomes another person after seeing Braj Gopi's love, then that form of Krishna is our worshipable Gopinath, the Prayojan Tattva. Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastitaha Karshan Venu Sanara Gopi Gopinatha Shrestu Noha. So many years later, then now Bhismadev is thinking that very person who was transformed himself, witnessing the prema of Braj Gopis, now he's before me. I have no hope to ever have a love like them. But anyway, I have glorified them, that Krishna will be pleased with me. And when I leave this mortal world, he will mostly bestow upon me the position of service to him in the form of my Ishtadev, Vasudev Krishna. So Prakriti Magan Kilayasya Gopavadva. Krishna himself was transformed by realizing the Gopi's nature. Now, there's another deep mystery in this verse. Unmadanda, you can see the word Unmad has a short A, Unmad. But actually, in separation, the Divyunmad that comes to Radharani in separation is not called Unmad, Unmad. It has long A. Divyunmad. So, our Acharya said this word, the Unmadanda, can be taken in both ways. Unmadanda and Unmadanda. Both. Like this. So if you did in this context, because actually the Rasalila is not directly mentioned in here. Though you can see in the translation, there it says, oh, and when Krishna disappeared in the Rasalila, they became blinded. This is one of the meanings that can be inferred, but actually it's not there in the original verse. So this Unmad can be, one can interpret it as being in separation in the Rasalila, or in any other circumstances, or even in meeting. So we see, Kritamanu Kritavatya, that the gopis imitate the activities of Krishna. When? Our Srila Rupa Goswami has written in Utkalika Valley. Oh, when will it happen that when you meet with Krishna in a kunj, you will glance at me and understanding your mood, I will tie up your hair in a top knot and keep